It was the moment that everyone had been waiting for, the final showcase of the most prestigious dog event of the year. The arena was packed with spectators, all eagerly waiting to witness something extraordinary. The judges stood at the ready, their eyes scanning the crowd for the perfect performance. But as the lights dimmed, there was one contestant who stood alone in the spotlight: Sarah, a female veteran with a strength that radiated from every inch of her being, and her German Shepherd Max. Max stood at her side, his powerful build reflecting the strength of the bond between them. His eyes were alert, his ears perked, but it was the moment Sarah stepped into the arena that things took an unexpected turn. The crowd, once silent with anticipation, suddenly erupted in whispers. A few raised their eyebrows. A female veteran with a dog that looked almost too fierce to be performing in this kind of setting. It felt like an unusual combination, but Sarah had long since learned not to care about others' judgments. She took a deep breath, glancing down at Max, who looked up at her with an expression of pure trust. The music started, a steady rhythm that filled the room. Without hesitation, Sarah signaled to Max. What followed left everyone in the audience breathless. Max began with an elegant yet commanding gait, his movements flawless, as if he had been trained for this moment his entire life. The audience was entranced. There was a grace to his movements, a precision that was unexpected. The light from the stage bounced off his glossy coat as he made every turn, every leap, every move with a poise that seemed to defy his breed's typical traits. But then, something strange happened. A sudden sound echoed through the arena, a shrill noise that only Max's sensitive ears could hear. He froze mid-step. The audience gasped. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she reached out to steady him, but Max didn't move. His eyes locked onto something in the distance, his body tense, his muscles rigid. Sarah's training kicked in. She knew something was wrong, but what? The air grew heavy with suspense. The crowd was now holding their breath, wondering if Sarah could regain control over her dog. Was this the end of their performance? Was this the moment that the dream they had been building toward would shatter? Max growled, low and steady, his eyes still fixed on whatever had caught his attention. But Sarah wasn't afraid. She had trained for moments like this. Her hand reached down to her side, where she held a simple whistle, the tool she used to communicate with Max in times of crisis. She blew it sharply. Max's ears twitched, and his body began to relax. It wasn't enough to calm him completely, but it was enough to allow Sarah to regain her connection to him. Slowly his posture softened, and his eyes returned to her. The moment of tension passed, but the audience had witnessed something extraordinary. The bond between Sarah and Max wasn't just that of a handler and dog. It was something deeper, something unspoken. And then, just as everyone thought it couldn't get any more intense, the music picked up again, faster this time, and so did Max. His movements were even more precise than before, faster, stronger, and more confident. The crowd gasped as Max performed an intricate series of jumps, spins, and flawless footwork that seemed to defy gravity itself. Sarah matched his every move, her body moving in perfect harmony with him. It was at that moment, as Max leaped into the air to catch a toy that had been tossed his way, that the audience collectively gasped in awe. The way Max soared, the way he landed, the way he worked in unison with Sarah, no one had ever seen anything like it before. The final move was one that stunned the crowd into complete silence. Max jumped onto Sarah's back with such agility and grace that it seemed impossible. He balanced there for a split second, perfectly still, as if acknowledging his own triumph. Then, just as quickly, he leapt off, landing gracefully beside her. The lights flickered, and the arena was deafeningly quiet. The tension was thick, and then it exploded into applause. The judges stood, their mouths open in shock. Sarah's eyes welled up with tears. She reached down to Max, stroking his fur, her hand trembling. The bond between them, forged in the heat of battle and strengthened through years of training, had just culminated in this perfect moment. This moment of stunning triumph. The audience stood in unison, clapping, cheering, and shouting their admiration. No one had expected a performance like this from a female veteran and her German Shepherd. But now there was no doubt. Sarah and Max had stunned everyone. leaving them speechless in the face of their triumph. The judge's final decision was unanimous. Sarah and Max were awarded the title. As the applause continued, Sarah whispered into Max's ear, "We did it, boy," and Max, as if understanding her words, gave a single satisfied wag of his tail. The connection between them was unbreakable, a testament to their shared journey. Sarah and Max's journey wasn't just about winning a competition. It was about proving that bonds, formed through adversity and trust, are what make the most incredible feats possible. Max had been more than just a dog. He had been a companion, a protector, and a symbol of resilience. Together, they had faced challenges that most couldn't even imagine, and now they had triumphed together. This victory wasn't just for them. It was for everyone who has ever faced adversity and pushed through with strength and heart. In that arena, it wasn't just about the tricks or the performance. It was about the heart that had been poured into every single step. Their journey was a reminder that no matter where you come from, no matter the obstacles you face, with loyalty, trust, and determination, you can overcome anything. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.